Hello and welcome to the second part of our chapter Development of Economics Grade 10th. So let's just start with the second part, but before moving forward with the second part, let us just all do a quick recap as to what we completed in the first part of our chapter. So in the first part of our chapter, we talked about two most important things, and if you remember the term were development and the second was national development. In development, we consider an individual, whereas under national development, we consider development of countries or states or nations, whatever you call it. Just make sure that whenever you will be talking about development, it basically means one person. When we mean national development, it basically includes our entire country, our entire state, our entire nation. Okay, I mean not nation, but yeah. Alright, so beginning with our second part. So in the second part, what we are going to discuss is comparing countries and states. So I think you might already have gotten an idea that in this video we'll be basically comparing countries and states and if they are developed or if they are not developed. Okay, so let's get started and see what's next. How to compare different countries or states. Alright, so let's see. For comparing countries, their income is considered to be one of the most important attributes. Well said. So before coming on to the examples, let me just first clear you the meaning of the definition. So in definition, it says that whenever we are comparing two countries, okay, we always see the income of those particular country. Okay, by income, I do not mean that A earns this, B earns this, all for all the population. No, it's not. It's obviously it's not possible for a single human being or for tons of human beings to count the per income for every person living in that particular country or state, right? So what we do is we take the average. We always take the average. Okay, this is one point. So whenever we have to compare countries, what we do is we take their income, we take their average income, and then we measure if this company is developed or if this company is developed. Okay, now I hope the meaning is clear to you. Now coming to the examples. Now since the meaning of the definition is clear to you, I am assuming that example would be absolutely clear. So in example, let me take Goa and let me take New Delhi. Okay, so for example, the per capita income of the state of Goa is 8,000. Okay, we will be taking very minimal numbers. So yeah, 8,000 is fine. And for New Delhi, the per capita income is for around, let's just take 10,000 considering the population. Okay, so according to this whole analysis, the company the state that is more developed will be your New Delhi and not Goa, because the average income, the average per the two names are there. First is average and second is per capita income. Okay, that means per capital income. So the PCI, per capita income, or average of Goa is very less as compared to New Delhi, though it's only the difference of 2,000, but yeah, still it's less. So when we will be considering and then we will be making a report as to which state is more developed, then obviously New Delhi will be first and Goa will be second. So this is a very common example whenever you have to give an example to explain this particular part or this particular question. You can always give examples like this. It is absolutely not necessary for you to take the exact figures. You can take any figures just to make sure that the difference is drawn. So always make sure that the difference is absolutely clear in your example. Okay, moving forward, we have average or per capita income, something that I just discussed. So average or per capita income. Countries with per capita income of USD, that means US dollar, 49,300 per annum. Per annum means your yearly income, okay? And per month is your monthly income, just for the information, okay? And above in 2019 are called rich countries, and those with a per capita income of USD dollar 2,500 or less are called low income countries. So basically what you can make out over here is that you have been given two barriers. One is for rich and one is for poor. Everyone, or you can say every people who comes under the population of USA, considering the dollar to be there, so we'll consider USA. So all the population whose you can say annual income, the income that they get in all the 12 months, adding the income that they get in all the 12 months, that's 1 year, yearly, okay, per annum. So for all the members, for all the people who get the income in USD 2,500 or less, will be classified as poor, or you can also say low income countries or low income members, since we are taking an example of USA country. And all the population in USA which will be having income, their annual income to be USD dollar 49,300, that will be classified as rich people, okay? Over here the examples are of country. That's not a problem. As I told you, whenever you're giving an example, make sure the difference is clear. Your countries also you can take, you can also justify by whenever example comes, you can say this is country A, this is country B. Country A is having per capita income per annum of USD dollar 49, and this. Country B is having USD dollar of 1,500 or something. So obviously there is a huge amount of difference. So country A will be considered more developed when it comes to seeing the average or per capita income. Now let us focus as to why we see average or per capita income instead of seeing the per person. Like, okay, in this state this is one person, name is this, income is this. Second person, name is this, income is this. So why this happens? So this basically happens because it is absolutely not possible, as we discussed few minutes back, this is absolutely not possible for anyone to go house by house and ask the, you can say, how much you earn. It's not possible for any one of us to, go house by house, even if this is not any job that anyone would have. So what they take is, they take the average. For example, country A, they have done a survey and then they have taken the average for say 10,000 is the per capita income, and then they have done again a survey for country B, be it anything, and then 20,000 is your per capita income. So they have taken average. They have not counted by going, house by house, member by member. They have taken the average country wise by making a short analysis or by doing a short survey, things like that. Now over here it is written that India comes in the category of low middle income countries because its per capita income in 2013 was USD 6,700 per income. So as we discussed, the highest was somewhere 26 or something, and lowest is somewhere 2 something. So India comes in the low but highly above middle when it comes to seeing at what level India stands. Is it developed, underdeveloped, soon to be developed? So India comes in the low middle country. My bad. Moving forward, we are having average income. Which country would you prefer? Alright, let's see. Okay. So over here they are asking, while averages are useful for comparison, they also hide disparities. So before coming on to this part, I would like to draw your attention towards this line over here. And if you remember, in our first part of the video, we discussed that development cannot be considered. We cannot call a country or a person or an individual to be, developed and good in his life only considering his economy. No, we cannot. Same thing applies to countries. Okay, if the country has a good average per capita income, if the country is having it's very good, it's always rising, does not mean that the country has everything stable. No, this average income only gives you an average idea as to what people are earning, like what most people are earning. It left the people who are not earning even middle, they are earning lesser than the average line. So this is the main line, this is the very important line, and this is what it says, that they also hide disparities. Okay, now coming on to some practical. Over here it's written monthly income of citizens, country A, country B. So over here we have taken 5 citizens. Okay, I'll be writing it over here for your notes. 5 citizens we have taken. First citizen in country A earns 9,500. Then next citizen in country A earns 10,500. Third earns again 9,800. Fourth earns 10,000. Then fifth earns 10,200. So taking only this country as of now, you can see that yes, all the 5 persons, whose examples have been provided to you, all the 5 persons are earning somewhat good. You cannot say 10,000 or 9,000 to be bad. They are good. But if you will see this, country A first is earning 500, third is also earning 500, fourth is also earning 500, fifth is earning 48,000 rupees per month. So the division is absolutely not done properly, right? What can you do in 500 if you consider to be them only owner of the family which has around 10 to 4 people? If we take the small family, 500 will absolutely do no good. So over here, if I'll talk about the average, okay, so if I'll add all of them, it will be 50,000. Yeah. And for the B1, it will be 50,000 again. Okay. Now, average means anything divided by 2. So both are 50,000, 50,000. If I divide them by 2, for both the amount is same, right? But this is the average amount of country A and country B. But if you see the inner depth, if you dig in deep and if you see the inner depth, you'll actually get to know that there are around 4 people who are not even earning up to the mark. They are earning way beyond as compared to the one citizen who is earning fantastic, right? So this is, I hope now this line is absolutely clear to you that average incomes or per capita income does hide the main and the basic disparities that are actually going on. They only give us the overview of how it is, not the inner depth. Moving forward, pay taxes here. Okay, so ma'am, why are you showing us doodling? Alright, taxes are very important for the person who is earning. So whatever salary the person gets, that amount is always deducted in the form of tax. Tax usually goes to the government, which are later on used for creating parks, roads, and some public basic public facilities thing. Okay, so that's the reason why taxes are deducted for each and every citizen of the you can say country who's working. Nowadays we have GST, goods and service tax, instead of having multiple taxes. So GST is cut from the total income that particular person is earning. So what happens is, for example, I am earning, you can say, let it be 50,000 or something. One of my friend is earning 80,000 or something. One of our like third friend is earning around, you can say, 10,000. But the GST, the tax that has been, you can say, subtracted from all three of us is somewhat 10%. Okay, 10% is absolutely not less. So 10% if it's being subtracted from my salary, okay, I'm earning 50. If 10% is being subtracted by my second friend's salary, okay, that's also good. Okay, a lot will be left. But if 10% of the tax is the only tax that's being subtracted from the person who is earning 10,000, then what will be left? Somewhat around 9,000 something, right? So this is what it means. The taxes, though the amount of tax deduction is same, but is the income that is earned by all three people same, right? So in order to make in India a fully developed country, we should always make sure that the resources, the money, the economy is divided properly and in a collective manner. So this is what pay taxes here denotes. Okay, so right now we are having few questions. So question 1 says, give 3 examples where an average is used for comparing situations. So first let me brief you about the question. Over here the question means that you have to give around 3 examples where people take average in order to determine a situation, in order to compare a situation rather than digging deep. This is what the question means. Okay, so I think the first example that all of us must be having running in our mind, ma'am, country, states. So yes, we can, when it comes to calculating the income of different countries and states, right? So what we do is, we, instead of talking about each and every individual, instead of going home of each and every individual, we directly make a survey and then we compare the 2 countries or the 2 states as to which one is more developed. Okay. Second, let's see, what can we have second? Yeah. Just thought now that whenever it happens that we need to count male and female in a particular you can say state. Let's just take Delhi. For example, we want to count male and female in Delhi. So we will not go door to door and check how many males are there, how many females are there, right? So this is also a way, this is also an example where we always use the per capita income. Instead of going door to door to check how many males are there, how many females are there, and then noting it down, we make a survey, we run a survey as to how many infants were female that were born, how many males or female that were born, that have been born, that will born, or that are there. We take the average and then we tell, okay, this much is the male and then this much is the female, right? So this can also be a second example. Third example is okay, so many times it happens that during our schools we generally make a list as to how many students are there in class, in the like whole grade, okay, 1 2 A B C D, whole grade 9, how many students are there in 12th. Okay, so what happens is it's not possible every time to go and count. Yeah, you can say that in schools it's possible, but not up to a large extent. It's not possible for everyone to go grade by grade and check. So what they take is, they take average as to, okay, this much is in 10th, these much will be in 12th. They don't go grade by grade and check. Or let me just rephrase this, the same example, in a way that Consider one of the sir came to your class and he said, I need some tall boys for the activities. So he'll not count, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 boys are tall. What he'll do is he'll take the average as to, he'll look into the class and say, okay, these are tall, okay, come with me, right? So he'll not go boy to boy in order to check as to who's tall and who's small. He'll just take, okay, overview and he'll pick it up, right? So these are the examples where an average is used for comparing the situations. Alright, moving forward, why do you think average income is an important criteria for development? Okay, basically average income is absolutely an important criteria when it comes to seeing that which part is developed and which part is underdeveloped, because the reason is something that I have said a lot of times, and I'll say it again, that it is not possible for anyone to go house by house in order to check how many people are there or how many males are there, depending upon what they are comparing. So it's not possible for anyone to go house by house, check one by one everyone that okay, this is the thing. So that is the reason that we always do an analyze, we always analyze the situation, we always do a survey, and then we take out the average, that this is the average, instead of going the house by house thing. So this is the one and the very, very important reason that average income is very crucial. It does play a very crucial role, no matter if it hides disparities. But yes, it is a very factual thing that it is absolutely not it will be absolutely not possible for anyone to go house by house in order to check this is that, right? So that this is the one and the main reason as to why average income is considered important. So I'll just say that make sure you are using proper examples in order to explain this, because this can absolutely come as a 2 marker in your boards. Okay, alright. Moving forward, it says, besides size of per capita income, what other properties of income is important in comparing 2 or more societies? Okay, so beside comparing the income, what are the other property of income that is important when it comes to comparing 2 or more societies? One and the main thing, do not get confused by this word property of income. In this question, they are directly asking that when it comes to consider development as to which one is more developed, which one is underdeveloped, what other things should we consider to be a part when it comes to calculating development? This is what property of income means. Okay, so don't be confused. Read the question carefully, you know the answer, and then write the answer. So over here, a lot of you must have already said the answer in mind, I know. So let's just still discuss one more time, okay? So property of income, apart from income, in order to see if the company is developed or underdeveloped, the things that can be included is health, is everyone is provided with proper health benefits, right? If every kid in every household is being educated, so education, every youth, everyone who has completed their graduation have jobs, okay, health benefits, education, job, everyone is eating properly, no one is sleeping without a food in a whole day. So all of these aspects can also be considered in order to consider if the particular country, state, XYZ, to measure if they are developed or if they are underdeveloped. So these are the other properties that one can always consider when it comes to measuring the societies. Okay, great. Moving forward, suppose record shows that the average income in a country has been increasing over a period of time. From this, we can conclude that all the sections of economy have become better. Illustrate your answer with an example. Okay. For example, this is 2021. Okay, let's take 22, 23, 24. Okay, then here is India. Just a second. Yeah, India. So, okay, this is the table. So, over here, the average income of India in the year 2021 is 10,000. Again, I'm taking very minimal numbers. Okay, 2022 it became somewhat 20,000 increase. In 23 it became 25,000. Again, this is 20. Okay. Then in 24 it rose to 35,000. So you can see that yes, there is a hike in every year. That means something is developing. There is a development there. So this question will generally come into, you have to explain. All they are asking is to illustrate your answer with an example where you can actually justify this statement. So this statement is being justified over here. That yes, when we see that yes, average income is increasing bit by bit, this graph that we make, that yes, it's increasing. So there is a development that is going on. That is the reason that, average income is also increasing. As I told you that we take average income as an overview. We do not go house by house in order to check as to what is earning, which person is earning what amount monthly, annually. We don't do that. We take overview. So in the overview also, we are observing that yes, there is a hike every year, every 12 months. That means something is developing, right? So with this example, you can always illustrate if this type of question comes to your exam. So you can take any state, you can take India, you can take any international part, anything you like. So like this, you have to basically illustrate as to what you mean. Okay. Moving forward, from the text, find out the per capita income level of about 10 to 15 low-income countries as per World Development Reports. So over here, I would like to inform that in your economics book, there has been a table given, okay, where there is a per capita income written for 10 to 15 companies. So you have to take that out and make a note over here. So this is one of your NCERT question that you can answer, and it's already given in the text. Okay. Moving forward, we have write a paragraph in your own notion. Notion means what we think in our own words of what should India do or achieve to become a developed country. Okay, again, all of us knows the answer that when we are considering a country to be developed, we cannot always consider money. Money is not always the answer to all the problems. Okay, 50% it can be, but yes, 50% we are still left with the things that we need and that are important to us. So they are asking that we have to write in our own words a paragraph that what all should be considered when we tell India is a developed country. So this is again, the points will be very similar. First will be that everyone is healthy. They are all having health benefits available to them. Second is the education that is being provided to everyone or not. Third can be jobs to every youth. Fourth can be if there is you can say medical insurance that has been provided to every poor, not just rich, but every poor. So things like this, you can make a paragraph, give them some examples in order to explain these factors. Everyone should have, proper housing. Housing is one of the most important thing. Every rich, poor, farmer, everyone should have a proper house to live in. So all of these factors you can illustrate, you can, dig deep and write something, give an example to make them look like a proper example as to what you are trying to convey. Okay. Moving forward, we are having income and other criteria. Let us compare per capita income of Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. Alright. Per capita income, as all of us know over here, that it means average income. Okay. So if I say that average income of Haryana is 2,03,340 rupees. For Kerala, it's 1,84,000. For Bihar, it's 38,631 rupees, which is very less. So by seeing this table, and now since all of us knows what is an average income and what is an PCI, per capita income, which exactly means the same. So if I ask you that which is the more and the most developed country, state out of these three, so you'll say, ma'am, this one is more. If I'll ask which is the less developed state, then you will obviously say, ma'am, this one is less. If I'll ask which is the lowest, which comes in the low or the middle, so you'll say, ma'am, Kerala comes in the middle by seeing the average income over here. So now we also know that average income, though it's very important, but yes, we cannot disagree with the fact that it does hide a lot of disparities, right? So moving forward, now let us dig deeper. Okay. So in Haryana, infant mortality rate is 30. Infant mortality rate means how much infants are living, how much newborn children are living. Are they dying, or are they actually living their life properly, or are they not even able to live 12 months? So infant mortality rate is 30. Literacy rate is 82. That means 82% of the people living in Haryana are literate. Net attendance ratio, that means people who are children who are going to school between the age of 14 to 15. Children who are going to school are 61. Whereas if you see in Kerala, infant mortality rate is really less. That's a good thing. Now literacy rate is also very good at 94%, and net attendance ratio, again it's very good, it's 83. Now if you see Bihar, then infant mortality rate is the highest as to compare Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. So in Bihar, infant mortality rate is 35. Literacy rate is 62 and net attendance ratio over there is 43. So now if I ask you that which state is more developed out of these three, then your answer will shift and now you will say, ma'am, Kerala is the state that will come under the more developed as compared to these two. This will come under middle, Haryana, which was earlier first, and Bihar will be less because infant mortality rate is higher, literacy rate is also low, and net attendance ratio as to number of people, not like overview of people as to what children, how many children, what percentage of children are going to school is 43 as compared to Haryana and Kerala, which is very low. So now our answer may shift. It absolutely has shifted because we have dig deeper now. So now this is also some type of example that you can present when the question comes to your exam, that how you can say that average income hides disparities. So this is also an example that you can say and you can present. So over here we are having two conclusions, that per capita income is not an absolute measure of development. Correct, absolutely. Quality of life depends upon other factors apart from income, including healthcare, education, housing, food, a lot of things. Not just income, not just the monetary fund. Okay. Moving forward, public facilities. So in public facilities, what we are having, there is a school, then there is a park. So for many important things, the best way to provide these goods is to do so collectively. So over here, we will be talking about public facilities and how we see them. So now we are having a question. So let's see what this question says and how we can relate it to public facilities, since we all know the public facilities. So think of other examples where collective provision of goods and services is cheaper than individual provision. Collective provision of goods and services. So basically what this means as to where you need to provide an example as to where the cost is very less and the consumption of people, then the consumption of people, like people are also earning up to that amount only and the things that they are spending on are less. So in this you have to give examples that where it is happening. So basically, over here, examples can be, in factories, mining, there are abundance of people, right? And they are also paid. So it's an example of your collective provision over here. You can always, write a bit more, but the main example I would say over here will be like in factories or, mining places like here, there is a collective provision of goods and services which is cheaper than the individual provision. Now, question number 2 says, does availability of good health and educational facilities depend only on amount of money spent by the government on these facilities? What other factors could be relevant? So over here, the answer for this is no. See, yes, it is a duty for government to make sure that they are providing money. Okay, they can provide money, but they cannot provide quality. What if they build you can say, what if they build a hospital? Like, what if they build a hospital but there are no doctors in it? What if they build a school but there are no teachers, no educated teachers to teach you people, right? So where is all that money going? It's absolutely wasted, right? So yes, it is not entirely the problem of government to provide our good health and educational facilities. The what government does is government can always help us with the infrastructure. They can pay the fees of the teacher, but this education, the quality, okay, quality mainly, quality is also the responsibility of an individual. We cannot always blame the government. Government is paying, government is building, government is recruiting teachers to teachers, government is calling doctors, government is paying their fees to the doctors in order to treat people, rural area, urban areas, okay. But it also depends on us. Quality factor also comes on us. Now the second thing that they are asking, what other factors could be relevant? So in order to tell the other factors, you can always include that government can build a park, right? But what if nobody is going there? Or what if vice versa happens? You want to go to the park, but there is no park. Government is paying the laborers, but what if they are not building you a park? Right? So quality is also there, which depends on every Indian citizen. It's not the entirely, we cannot blame government for that. Moving forward, in Tamil Nadu, 90% of people living in rural areas use a ration shop, whereas in West Bengal, only 35% of rural people do so. Where would be people be better off and why? So obviously, I think the answer is very much clear. In Tamil Nadu, 90% of the people are using ration shops. Ration shops over here means that they are actually metaphorically, it means that they can buy food. They are eating. They are eating the 3 meals of the day. They have the ability to buy food. So 90% of the people are using ration shops. Whereas in West Bengal, only 35% of people are doing so, right? The rest is not even able to go to ration shop to, consume the food. So where would be people better off? So answer is in front of you. People would be better off in Tamil Nadu because they are consuming the food, the grains, the things that are available in the ration shop. They are eating, they are maintaining a good health, right? So this is our question number 3. Now, next is human development. Human development is defined as a process of enlarging people's freedom and opportunities and improving their well-being. So students, now we are talking about development. We have talked about development as an individual, we have talked about development, state, countries, national development. Now we are saying that a human development. So these are the points that we are discussing from the very start, right? So it says that human development is defined as a process of enlarging people freedom. People should be free. Okay, they should have opportunity, their well-being, their health should be in a good state, they should be provided with all the medical facilities that they need, they should be affordable within range. So human development is, again I'll come to the same point, that money is not everything. Yes, it is important for the human survival in order to get the goods and do trading, but there are other things that we also need to concern when we see development, when we say, okay, this person is developed. So all these things comes in that: freedom, opportunities, well-being, all of that. Moving forward, some data on India and its neighbors. So over here they are saying country, then there is national income, life expectancy, school, HDI rank. HDI rank over here means Human Development Index. So over Sri Lanka, national income is 12,000. Let's just first see this. Okay. National income is 12,000. In India, it's 6,681. Myanmar is 4,961. Similarly, Pakistan 5,000. Nepal is in 3. Bangladesh is in 4. National income overview. Now, let's just dig deeper. Life expectancy. Sri Lanka is on 77, which is first. Second is in Bangladesh. Third, Nepal. See how quick, ranking is changing. Schooling, how many people are attending schooling? Number 1 is again Sri Lanka. Number 2 would definitely go to now India. In schooling, India is on number 2. That's great. Number 3 will be your Bangladesh. Number 4 will be for Myanmar and Nepal. And number 4 will be for your Pakistan, and on number 5 will be your Myanmar and Nepal. So you can see how quick the ranking is changing when we are digging deeper in each and every aspect. HDI rank, that is Human Development Index, where people are provided with all the other necessary benefits. So again, let's see which is where. First will be Pakistan. Okay, Pakistan is over here first. Second will be Myanmar. Okay, then third will be Nepal. Alright. Fourth will be your Bangladesh. Okay, and fifth will be India. Okay, that's pretty bad since we are Indians. And Sri Lanka is sixth. How quickly the game is changing. Can you see? In one aspect, if you see one aspect, Sri Lanka is at or crossing all the ranks on top. If you see HDI, Human Development Index, which shows that it's not just income, it's everything that we need to consider in order to say a man is developed. So in that, Pakistan is winning, right? So we should always see as to what all things we are considering when we are saying that this particular human being or this particular individual is developed individual. Moving forward, Discuss educational achievement of rural population of Uttar Pradesh. Category: male, female. So over here there is just a table, but I'll be explaining it to you so that if in case this type of question comes, you should know how you'll be reading the table. Okay, so it's very simple. Category, under category, the first point is literacy rate for rural population. So basically, if this is the total population, then over 76% of male are literate and only 54% of female are literate. Rest are not literate. So if the question comes how many female are not educated, so what you'll do is you'll obviously do the minus subtracting thing, right? In the next, they are asking literacy rate for rural children in the age group of 10 to 14 years. So in that, male is 90%, female is 87%. That means the children from the age group of 10 to 14 who are literate, 90% of male are literate and 87% of females are literate. Now they are asking percentage of rural children aged 10 to 14 attending school. Now how many are attending school? So 85% of males are attending school and 82% of females are attending school. Now question can come to you on any aspect out of these three, that what is the percentage of female that are attending school, what is the percentage of female that are not educated, that are educated, what is the number of female that are attending school, that are educated and attending school and are also in the age group of 10 to 14. So you'll take these two, right, and you'll add. So this is how we read a table and this is how we answer all the questions that are given in regards to the table. Table can be anything, but the main thing over here is that you should always know how to read a table, how to understand the figures and then answer. Alright, so with this we are done with the last topic of our second part of our chapter development. And in the next video, we are going to cover the rest of the topics that are left in this chapter. So I hope all the new topics that we have discussed today, all the questions that we have discussed today, examples that we included in those questions are all clear to you. And I hope to see all of you in the next video where we are going to discuss all the leftover chapter that's remaining of development, class 10th, economics.